Watching Afghan television is the easiest way for 19-year-old Latif to find out what's going on back home. But the news is rarely good. Latif has sought asylum in Germany. He fled Afghanistan because he no longer felt safe. He says the Taliban still hold the real power there.
The problem starts right from school age, when boys and girls are taught together. Everywhere there are people who strongly oppose that. Nothing has changed in that respect.
This residence for asylum seekers in the northern German town of Oldenburg is currently home to more than 100 Afghan refugees. That's 10 times more than a year ago. Many are well-educated Afghans. Aminola is an architect who previously worked for the United Nations in Afghanistan. He too has applied for asylum here and has quickly picked up the German language.
I've always been a liberal person. I didn't want to believe what other people believe. I've always had my own ideology. I did get a bit involved in political things, but then I pulled out. If you get involved, you have to go through with it, which means kill or be killed.
Afghanistan was meant to be a safer place, with U.S. troops keeping the Taliban at bay and NATO peacekeepers dotted around the country. This is the western city of Herat, where Aminola comes from. Not part of the Taliban heartland, but still unsafe, he says.
The Taliban regime was a religious dictatorship. But now, you don't even know in your own city who is a friend and who is your enemy.
Khalida lives in the North German city of Bremen. She used to work as a lawyer at the Women's Ministry in Kabul. She tells her lawyer here about her epic escape. She paid $8,000 to human traffickers to get out. Khalida sought to fight against the system, wanting to protect girls from honor killings. She received repeated death threats.
I have went through official places with official written documents to help me regarding, but they told me the fact that you are not our president to providing a security or bodyguards for dealing with these things. And for a lady or a girl doing all this work is not good, not expected, because in their idea I am destroying my culture and promoting democracy.
Khalida's lawyer is also from Afghanistan and often visits his homeland. He says it's the tribal leaders that are a major problem.
They have
power and influence in Afghanistan, but people in the West don't realize that. And that power means that many Afghans, women in particular, and many intellectuals, aren't able to work in a way that would be normal in a democratic society. From my cases, I know that women who seek to stand up for other women get into trouble themselves, as do men, for example, if they don't take bribes.
Those problems are far from being solved. U.S. President Barack Obama is sending 30,000 more troops to Afghanistan. But Karim Popal says military deployments are the wrong strategy.
It's not about the number of soldiers. They could have 1 million troops in Afghanistan. Those million would not be able to defeat the Taliban in terrorism. What Afghanistan needs is a decent political solution. The people need to be won over. The country needs to be rebuilt and democratized. That's the only way to win the war in Afghanistan.
Khalida says Afghanistan's President Hamid Karzai isn't so important. It's grassroots officials that are the real problem.
I didn't see anything changes. It needs more change. Bringing educated, professional, in the right places. It should be that they should cooperate, not cooperate. U.S. cannot cooperate them to give them just money.
Back in Oldenburg, the military deployment in Afghanistan is also a frequent topic of conversation. Most here agree that simply withdrawing the troops, as some German politicians are demanding, is not an option.
Everything would only get much worse. The government would collapse. We would have conflict with our neighbors, with America, and with Europe.
Meanwhile, new refugees continue to arrive in Oldenburg applying for asylum. But what they really want is a solution for their home country so that they can return in peace.